Okay, yeah, like I said, this guy bought this car new, which is just awesome. And he had it repainted recently, had the engine freshened up recently. Still has all the original interior in it. It's immaculate. Wait till I show you that. It's really nice. Paint on the car is the original color. It's the original trim scheme. This is how it looked when he got it. It's very cool. It's got, the engine's got, it was fresh. It's got a little bit of a cam in it. Obviously the Edelbrock intake manifold still has a Rochester 2-barrel hiding underneath there. It's a 4-speed car. What's really cool about this thing, as far as the driveline goes, is it's got an old Hurst inline shifter, a vertical gate shifter, which is basically, it's just 4 1/2. It's not an H pattern. It converts the factory trans in this thing to more of a sequential style shift pattern. It's not really sequential because you still have to go 4 and back, right? But super cool. Check it out. It's got a, you got to pick this up to go into low. Yeah, I can't do it from this angle. And then this is reverse, right? It'll go into reverse when it's in neutral. A couple gauges in it, nothing serious. But like I said, there's original seats yet. Not recovered or anything. Car is immaculate. It's super cool. Yeah, I'm gonna dive into this thing, see if I can get some of the drivability stuff sorted out, and put a timing light on it and start making some pulls here and see what we can get out of it. She made 261 foot-pounds of torque, 214 horsepower. Graph looks pretty decent, about what you'd expect. I'd be really curious just what changing a carburetor would do with this thing, just to flatten the torque curve out. It ended up with 30 degrees of total timing. I played with the timing a little bit. I started at 32, and the graph looked really good. I pulled 2 degrees out of it. It lost 1 horsepower, so we know we're right in the ballpark there. But yeah, I ended up having to go down a jet size. It's a little bit odd with the fuel curve. It was just where I wanted it at the initial full throttle input, right? Lower RPM, say like 3,500, it looked great. Up at 5,000, it gets a little rich being like 11.8 or so. But there really wasn't a way to tune one end of the fuel curve and not the other with the old Rochester here. So we left it like that, but not a bad deal. Gonna be a fun, just a fun drive around. He goes to car shows with it, that kind of thing. But definitely a beautiful car. Glad to be able to work on it and just chat with this guy about the stories of the car. We're just really cool about going to the tracks with this thing back in the early 70s, right after he got it. Definitely cool deal. So, but gonna wrap this one up and get ready for working on the next one.